Merry New Year, everyone! Welcome to 2022, and I'm super excited to present my top 10 movies from 2021. Now, I didn't put together a list from last year because, well, let's face it, 2020 was just a big sack of balls. It sucked real bad. There wasn't too many movies that came out in 2020, so I just figured it's not worth the effort. But I'm back now with my new top 10 list, and 2021, it wasn't the greatest year in movies, but there was still a lot of fun stuff that was released. So here we go. Here's my top 10 favorite films of 2021. Starting off the list at number 10 is Bad Trip. Now, honestly, I'm not a fan of the YouTube, TikTok trend of pranking people in real life and filming it. It makes them look really childish. It's not my type of humor, but Bad Trip does it really in a really smart way and really fun way. And the whole story is about these couple of friends on a road trip across America, and as they go along, they create these scenarios where they kind of pull jokes on the annoying public, and they don't do it in a way to make people look stupid or anything like that. It's just these outrageous scenarios. I had lots of fun with it. It's the most I laughed in a movie all this year. That's why Bad Trip is my number 10 film of the year. My number 9 film is Lamb, and I'm sure that this isn't the most mainstream movie out there. A lot of people probably haven't even heard of it. I just happened to come across it, and as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, what am I watching? But it's one of those movies that you're like, what the hell is going on? And it's really weird, and I like those kinds of movies that make me think like that, but they have to have a structured storyline. I don't want just abstractness for abstractness sake or symbolism and blah, 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 whatever. I need a concrete storyline, and Lamb definitely has that. It's best if I not give anything away but the plot, but if you're in the mood for a pretty weird movie that will actually have a pretty good story like you can follow along, Lamb may be the right choice for you. At number 8, we got the Fear Street Trilogy. I'm a huge fan of horror movies, and the Fear Street Trilogy is actually a series of 3 films, therefore trilogy, and they take place in different generations of history, but it kind of has the same recurring characters, and as individual parts, they were all decent horror movies, and they're all kind of fun to watch, but taken as a whole, this whole 3-part movie series, I just thought it was really well done. I liked how they tied everything all together at the end, and yeah, it just kind of flowed for me, and it was a really great fun time with this horror movie series. I mentioned I'm a fan of horror. That's right, number 7, I got Malignant. And honestly, as I was watching the first 30 minutes of Malignant, this could have really been on my worst movies list of 2021. Like, this is bad acting, bad dialogue. What the hell is going on with this movie? But then you kind of start learning what this movie really is about, and then like, what the fuck am I watching? And I like kind of being surprised like that. Malignant just kind of blew me away with the premise and the reveals, the twists, and there's some really good action, some good gore in this movie. So I had a blast watching Malignant, and if you're a horror fan, I highly recommend it. At number 6 is Zack Snyder's Justice League, and yes, it is a 4-hour movie, but no, it doesn't feel that long. I've seen 90-minute films that feel longer than this one, and that's because even though it's 4 hours, the movie is just so engaging. It brings you into this world of the Justice League, and it's miles and miles and miles better than the previous edition of this movie that was finished up by Joss Whedon. I'm so glad they brought Zack Snyder back to finish his vision, his director's cut. It's one of the best superhero movies of the year. Now we're entering the top 5, the elite category, and at number 5 I got Raya and the Last Dragon. When I first came out of this movie, I just remember being so blown away by the overall production of this film, the animation, the choreography, the music, the voice work. I've said this many times in my previous movies, but I have never really been an animation fan, but now I've totally converted. If animation is done well, it can really, really work, and Raya and the Last Dragon was easily the best animated film of the year for me, if not my favorite animated film of all time, and that's why Raya and the Last Dragon is number 5. At number 4, we got Dune, and I'm a huge fan of director Denis Villeneuve, although I wasn't really a fan of his previous film, Blade Runner 2049. Snorfest, but dude, he just creates this new magical world. I'd never seen the original Dune from the 80s. I had nothing to compare against, but in this version of Dune, the world that he creates is just beautiful, it's mesmerizing, and I think what really worked for me was the cast. Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, and on and on and on, and the cast was just all totally bought into this story. And yes, it is only one half of a movie, but it just makes you wait and anticipate for the second half, and I just can't wait to see that second half, which is why Dune for me is number 4. Alright, we're entering the top 3, and at number 3, I got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. When I first saw this movie and I did my review, I said it was my favorite MCU movie, not of this year, but of all time. Shang-Chi is a fantastic movie. I loved how they incorporated the martial arts genre into the MCU universe. Simu Liu, Awkwafina, Tony Leung are all outstanding on this cast. Director Destin Daniel Cretton is a fantastic director, a huge superstar in the making, and this film just worked on all levels for me. That's why Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings is number 3. Final 2, and at number 2 we got Last Night in Soho. Director Edgar Wright. Man, this guy's filmography is just so diverse. Action, comedy, drama, horror, and now he does mystery thrillers. And Last Night in Soho was just such an intriguing movie. It just had me from the first minute to the very end. I didn't know what was going on. It kind of had me guessing on the edge of my seat the whole time. And the 2 stars, Thomasin McKenzie, Anya Taylor-Joy, they were just such great to watch, so great to watch. And this movie, any movie that can keep your attention for that long and just kind of build up the suspense all throughout with a nice big payoff. This movie just really worked for me, and that's why Last Night in Soho is my number 2 movie of the year. Here we go, number 1, and I said it when I was talking about Shang-Chi that it was my favorite MCU movie to date ever, but yeah, sorry Shang-Chi, Spider-Man No Way Home has taken over that title, because talk about a movie with expectations. Everyone had such high hopes and expectations for this movie, and not only did the movie meet those expectations, it surpassed them. I'm not going to go into spoilers obviously, but every surprise that people were anticipating or hoping for, it's all in there, and they make it work. It's not just simply fan service, it's all incorporated into the story, it's integral to the story. The action, the storyline, the heart, everything just works so well for me. I mean, I can't wait to watch this movie again on the big screen before it comes to streaming, obviously. But I want to see it again with my, my mesmerized eyes, and I want to watch it. This movie was just such a fun film, an overall package, and that's why for me the number 1 movie of the year is Spider-Man No Way Home. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And you know what? I really like to find out what your favorite films of the year was, because maybe I missed some. So leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite film of 2021 was. I'd love to know. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel MC on Film for more reviews in the future.